Already word a Sports Friends podcast. Mad Dog, what are we celebrating?
1 year, baby. 1 year.
Welcome to Already Word a Sports Friends podcast, and it's a very special episode today. Mad Dog, what are we celebrating?
1 year, baby. 1 year.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Can you believe it?
Woohoo!
A whole year have already won.
Woohoo! Party! Woohoo! Put this on my head.
What? Keep it there. There we go. Mad Dog is celebrating. Tell you what, it's been a whole year. Most podcasts don't make it past a season.
2 episodes, something. They just quit. They give up.
Yeah, but we are too legit to quit.
In it to win it.
In it to win. We said, whatever you do, guys, do not quit. We have not quit. We've gone through season 1. We've had all sorts of people on there. We've had chaplains. We've had top-level players. We've had top coaches. We've had all sorts of people in season 1. Remember that, Mad Dog? Then season 2, we were in the blue. What happened in season 2?
We rocked the podcast world. I mean,
yeah, but remember season 2 in the blue? We had a coach focus. Remember on that? We had asked what makes a good coach, coaching advice, that kind of thing. And then where do we end up? End of season 2.
We ended up with the final episode.
On the beach.
Remember? Oh, yeah. I remember that. We jumped from our hotel room way up high and got on the beach. It was amazing. I think season 3, we're either going mountains or beach again. Let's just do it.
I can't wait for the end of season 3 where we're going to go, because we've had season 2, we set the bar. We are raising the bar. That's what we do, Mad Dog. Now, to celebrate, we thought we're going to have to start with some quick fire, because we always do quick fire with our guests. So I'm going to ask you quick fire, and then I'm going to give you my answer as well. Okay? So what's the right answer? The right answer is?
Whatever pops out of my mouth.
Here we go then. So I'm considering you forgot what we did at the end of season 2. I'm a little bit worried about this.
It's all blur. I can't remember what I did yesterday. What time is it?
It's
February. I know that. It's February.
Anniversary time. I tell you, that's what time it is. It's party time. The first question. Next question. Favorite episode
of last 2 seasons, or like any?
Yeah, the whole year.
I'm gonna go with Bertie Manuel. I just thought hearing him speak, knowing about him, but not really knowing him, but then hearing him speak and just where he's at now in his life, it was great, life changing.
Wow, there was an amazing story around that. Like that phone call that he made, and there's a vault that had kept that picture.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story! Definitely worth watching. But for me, favorite episode, I think there was 2. When I got off the recording, I know. Sorry, it's quick fire. Okay, Colin Pickney and Lance Brown. Those 2 guys. When I finished the recording, I just felt, wow, I've been in the presence of 2 amazing guys, like 2 godly guys that brought some amazing wisdom that impacted me like deeply on a deep level. And it's not surprising really when you've got, Michael Jordan, chaplain, and you've got Lance, who's at Vanderbilt University, 2 very special guys. That was me. They were my favorite ones to record for sure. Right, cricket or rugby? You've now got a new love for both these sports. What's your favorite?
Did you say speed skating?
What's your favorite? Come on,
cricket or rugby? I'm going to go with rugby because I probably could play rugby better than I could probably play cricket.
Get the pads off. That's what we're saying. Get the pads off. We've had some guests that have explained cricket or rugby. I still prefer cricket. I prefer cricket. Cricket is mine on there, even though we've had some different guests about rugby. Okay, next question. Best bit of advice that you heard on the podcast that affected you? Best bit of advice?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, because I'm again, my memory's fading. Probably
you need to go back and watch them again.
I know. I do. So it's hilarious. So every time they put them out there, I'm listening to them. I say, hey. Tell my wife, hey, do you listen? She says no. Then we turn on the TV, we watch it on YouTube. So I've watched our episodes many times. Can I remember most of it? Yes, I can. I don't have to take notes. I was there. I was immersed, right? Is that how I do it?
You immersed. It's so funny. My wife doesn't watch it either. But yeah, what does that say? What does that say? So best bit of advice is that you were immersed in all of it.
I'm going to give it to go serious here. I think Sydney's being intentional and personal, right? I thought that was great. Words of wisdom from the mouths of babes. Love it.
I like that. That's so funny because that was the last episode we did.
Hey, short attention span, short memory.
Okay, my best bit of advice. I like this. Warren Evans. Okay, he said it's all about people. He talks about ministry. He talks about being a chaplain. He said, everything you do, it's all about people. That's what it comes down to. You can have all the knowledge and all the books in the world, whatever it is, but it's about people, essentially relationships and people. And that really struck a chord with me. And my mum as well also loved that one as well. So shout out to my mum as well.
When are we having your mom on the show? That's what I want to know. People are asking, when's Ben's mom coming on the show? In fact, we're opening up the questions today from the fans, the viewers. That's got to be the leading question. I'm sure it is. You probably deleted it because you didn't want to answer it.
Okay. 2 years.
Tell me.
If we make it to 2 years, we'll get my mum on. How about that? Eh?
Oh,
there you go.
right.
We make it to 2 years. There you go. That's a promise. Okay, next one. most inspirational guest. Who are you most inspired by?
I mean, it's easy to say the big stars like Charlie Ward because, he made a decision to stand firm and said, if you're not playing football as a quarterback, I'm going to leave and play basketball. Total different direction. Instead of saying, I'll show you, I'll prove it to you that I can be a quarterback. He said, you don't believe in me. I believe in me. In fact, I believe I can play basketball just as well as I can play football. So, yeah, I'll probably go Charlie Ward, most inspirational, because he stood by his choices. He's a man of integrity. Yeah.
Yeah, conviction, for sure. Good. For me, I was, I said I mentioned that about Lance being inspired by Lance Brown, definitely, and Colin massively. But I was also inspired, I think, Sarah Chowdhury as well. For me, this is one which Coach Elsa, you know what, Kokwana, she came on and her brother's legacy and what she did in Harry Misty Foundation really inspired me. Our brother was someone who was like a teacher and more than a coach. And for me, Elsa's now doing in a community something that's really game changing. And for me, Elsa did, like you say, it's not like maybe a big star, but someone who's been a game changer in Okanuk in South Africa as well. So I'm pretty inspired by Kokwana. Subscribe to a YouTube channel, Kokwana Elsa. Get on that. Okay, dream guest for the future. If you could have any guest in the future, who would it be?
Wow, that's a loaded question because you got great athletes, you got great coaches, you got great ministry leaders. I'd probably go maybe Steph Curry, just to knowing him. I didn't know him obviously, but I knew of his dad, Del Curry, the basketball player, and then hearing him with his children going to university and then raising them to be great young men of faith. And now he's, an elite athlete in the, with the dropping dimes and 3-pointers. So I think, it'd be great to hear what inspires him. Yeah.
That's so funny. That was mine as well. So I'd move one step. I tell you, Steph or Giannis.
Thanks for joining us, people. We'll see you next week.
Steph or Giannis, like we can get them to one. I mean, that would be amazing. But no, being serious, there's a guy who does a podcast here that I listen to. He's called Marcus Speller. He's someone who I listen to like regularly, and he's a Christian in the world of football, soccer. So if he's listening, Marcus Speller, he hosts his, and he's a much better host than me. So I think if I get him on, that would be pretty awesome. Favorite quote. This would be a good one because I love a quote, but can you remember any quotes? Or what's your favorite quote from the last
you're asking
year?
Me questions. From last year, from the season 2?
Anything, the whole year.
Anything at all? Just generally?
It's the anniversary. 1 year.
Man. Work for a cause, not applause. Boom!
That's not
even on the air yet.
You know what's so funny is that every week we're dropping Wildman's Weekly Words and it's not making an impact at all. Nothing. You could have just said any Wildman's Weekly Words. You could have said that.
Yeah, any Wildman's Weekly Words. Any of them. All of them. All of what. I mean, I can't choose, Ben. There's so many that you've shared. It would be hard for me to put number one over any other ones.
There you go. Well, lucky for you, we've got a game coming up after this quickfire where you're going to guess the quote. So the listeners can play along too. Okay, last question, quickfire. How long does it take to make every episode? Because people are seeing the banners, seeing the colors. Let's let them behind the curtain. How long does it take to produce an episode?
I don't think they do not want to see what's behind the curtain. It's how the pies are being made, right? I think it's a lot goes into it. I mean, seriously though, we we have to locate the guests, get referrals or make contacts, work with people to get the appointment set up. So that takes a long time. That could take months sometimes just to get confirmation on a guest and the timeline that works. But
like you say, then you've got the research, you've got to research the guests, you've got to research the questions. Then you've got to post-production, you've got to edit it. I send it to you, you tweak it, you make it magic. That there's a lot of stuff, actually, if you think about all the episodes we've done. But it's worth it, because if you look at this, like what it looks like, a lot of people are like, wow, it's cool. Shout out to my next door neighbor, Jake, who's watching. He's like, wow, this is good. You got the banners and everything like that. So I would just like to say from me, Mad Dog, thank you for all your hard work. It's been a pleasure doing that together. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes. A lot of us arguing about what guests we're going to get and things like that. All things you don't see.
We don't argue about the guests we're going to get. We have to, come to an agreement. So
that's it. Then it's not an argument. Yeah, I would say, it's a good discussion, which is good. This is good. Healthy discussion.
We're working for a cause, not applause, Ben.
There we go. Well, speaking of quotes,
behind the mountain.
Speaking of quotes, we are going to play a game. Okay, I'm going to give you. This is a game-changing game show.
Game-changing game show. How to humiliate Kyle in a minute.
More than a minute. There's going to be 7 quotes. Okay, so I hope there's a catchy jingle there. By the way, game-changing game show. I'm sure you'll find one. So okay, 7 quotes. 7 quotes. You have 3 guesses to guess the guest.
7 quotes. Wow.
7 quotes.
Spiritual on us now.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Got to go 7. No, complete whole number. Okay. You listeners can play along in the chat. If you get it before Kyle, there you go. You get the points. Okay, which is quite possible. Okay. Hey. Quote number 1. Okay. Should I tell you?
Wildman.
Nope. Okay. There's none in mine. Should I give you what season it's in to help you? I should just give it to you.
Just give it to me. Okay. Lay it out there.
Fine. Okay. So the most important things that are sustainable are being a father and husband and lover of God and Jesus Christ. Those are the things that you really need to sink your teeth in.
Well, I know it's a male because I'm going to say Brian Davidson.
Not Brian Davidson. Okay, that's one guess. Okay, one more time. Most important things that are sustainable: being a father, a husband, and a lover of God and Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Mike Masters?
Not Mike Masters. Okay, it's in season 3. Okay, I'm going to help you out a little bit more.
Bernie Manuel.
Boom! Mad Dog with a point!
So he just basically teed it up because
I'll help me out. Okay, so
I think the most important things are the things that are sustainable, which is father and husband, and lover of God and Jesus Christ. And I think those are the things that you really sink your teeth in.
Ben Emmanuel said that. Love that quote. Okay, 1 point. 101, Mad Dog. You're 101, 100%. Okay, next quote. I know this for sure. Kids play the hardest for the coaches they love the most. Kids play the hardest. They love the most. Who said that?
Give me a sport.
Okay, he's already been mentioned. I'll give you this. He's been mentioned today on the podcast already. So he's been mentioned.
Brian Davidson.
Not Brian Davidson.
It's going to be my default. Instead of saying Jesus, I'm going to say Brian.
It's in his season. It's in season 1.
Oh, boy. Colin Pickney.
American football, not Colin Pickney. American football.
Oh.
More.
Antonio Caldwell. AC was in season 1?
No. Oh, you said. I thought you said Colin Pickney was from season 1 and on Caldwell from season 2.
Yeah.
Is that your guess, or are you going someone else?
Yes.
That is incorrect, Mad Dog. That was Lance Brown.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that next on my 4th guess.
Does it count? Okay, next.
I know this for sure. Kids play the hardest for the coaches they love the most. And so as we build relationships and deepen those relationships, you will see your players' performance because they want to please.
Okay, next one. Okay. The sports field is a laboratory where human character and behavior is necessarily put to the test. The sports field is a laboratory where human character and behavior is necessarily put to the test. Who said that?
Barack Obama.
No, that's not a guess.
Bob Kramer.
Not Bob Kramer. One guess. Not Bob Kramer. Number 2. Guess number 2.
Yeah, no, Rutherford.
No, that's not Aina. Aina did not say that. But I'll give you another clue. You are close with Bob Kramer. Okay, just think about the
Trip
organization.
Johnston.
Oh, not Trip. It was Ishaya. Your good friend.
Oh, yep.
Your
I was
good
just saying
friend.
fourth.
A
Yep.
lot of sports changed me since a sports field is a laboratory where human character and behavior is necessarily put to test. If you say you are a patient person, you go and play. And when someone tricked you, we will know if you have self-control or not, if you are patient or not. So it helps to produce, to reveal what is within us by way of character.
Yep.
You know that great guy who you spent so many years with, you know, your right-hand man, you know, that guy. Yeah. I'm sure he would have said that to you many times. Sportfield is a
That's how he
laboratory
answers the phone. Sports laboratory. Can I have you?
where human character and behavior is put to the test. Great quote there, right? Sportsfield is that. Yeah, great quote. Okay, next question. We've got 1 out of 3 so far, 33%. Okay, 41.
Yeah, Ben
but-
Wildman.
but I think it's important. We've already won, but we've not already finished.
Whew.
So we've already won, but we've not already finished. He actually said it's won and done, but it's not already finished.
Bishop Tony Porter.
Bishop Tony did not say that. One
He
guess.
could have said that. He might have said that. You just didn't hear it.
Could have said it.
Sarah Chowdhury?
No, Sarah did not say. Okay, now think about this. Think about someone who would have said it's not yet finished. So why would
Lloyd Thomas!
No, it's Bob Kramer.
Bob Kramer!
It's your and mine line manager, Bob Kramer. Being a lawyer, he said it's done in one. Remember, he said done in one, it's done. But then he said it's not yet finished. He invited people to think about, could you pray? Could you go? Could you be part of the ministry? Invited people into it as well. Bob Kramer.
And you don't have to worry about or try to perform or achieve more. It's done. We've already won. But I think it's important we're not already finished. We've already won, but we're not already finished.
I don't know if this is helping the podcast, Ben, by humiliating.
It's not humiliating. It's not, to be fair. It's one of 4.
It just shows you that I don't know all the quotes are being said.
To
be fair, people, I am behind the scenes doing the other stuff, getting the things going. So I hear the things, but I also say that I listen to it afterwards, so I should know. Anyway,
we think about the hours of content we've produced. You know, I'm picking out little, you know what I mean? I'm picking out like 5 seconds, you know. So how are you going to know 5 seconds out of the hours of content we've produced? Okay, next quote we've got on here is right. I believe being a mentor is like training a prize fighter. My role as a mentor is not to be seen, but to be available for you as a mentee to ensure that you win. The heart of a mentor, it's like you're developing a prize fighter. Who said that?
Does the person say tomato or tomato?
It says tomato.
Okay, so we're going American here.
So my role as a mentor is not to be seen, but to be available. Oh,
Mike Masters.
Not Mike Masters. Did not say that.
Colin Pickney.
Boom! There we go. There we go. 2 of 5. We're rescuing 2 of 5.
And my role as a mentor is not to be seen, but to be available for you as the mentee to ensure that you win when you get in that ring. So for me, that's really the heart of a mentor. It's like a prize. You're developing prize fighters, and if we understood that, you know, Paul talked about that in the Bible.
Yeah, Colin said that. Pretty powerful, right? About being a mentor.
Of course, I remember that.
Yeah, there you go. About being a mentor, like developing a prize fighter. I love it. Okay, next question. Next quote. Sorry, next quote. God created humanity, and He created the earth, and He created man and women. So I think that's us. We've already won, so we know the ending. The victory is ours, and we just have to. All we have to do is share that victory with others. And sport is a great tool to do this and share this victory. Who said that?
Red, blue, or white?
Red.
Oh, it's your buddy Lloyd Thomas.
It's not Lloyd Thomas.
It's
Not
your
Lloyd
buddy.
Thomas. Let's think about it, okay? One more time. I'm just going to read one more time. We've already won. We know the ending. The victory is ours. And we just have to share the victory with others. And sport is a great tool to do this and share this
Warren
victory.
Evans.
No matter what. It was not Warren. I'll give you a clue.
Samantha Hope.
It's not Samantha. You know who it was?
Nope.
It was you.
Of course it was me. It had to be me. Intended with humanity when he created the earth and created man and women. So I think that's us. We've already won. So we know the ending. The victory is ours, and we just have to share that victory with others. And sports is a great tool to do this, to share this victory, no matter what. Again, it's there. It's ours. What about you?
You just remember. You just say so much gold, you forget what comes out. 2-6, Mad Dog. 2-6. I knew I'd get you with that one. Okay, last one. This is to get up to 3. Okay, we can get this. Nearly 50%. So
yeah, that's about my life. 50%. Let's go. Bring it on.
Here we go. Okay.
Basketball shots, if I shoot 50%. Well, not always. But.
You know I'm very competitive. I don't become less competitive because I'm a Christian. I want to win. I remember being told to give you all in the game, but remember, the game is not all.
That's your bishop.
Boom! Bishop.
Oh, yeah.
Bishop's He said this. He said he didn't go soft on the hockey field. He said, I know I'm very competitive. I don't become less competitive because I'm a Christian. I want to win.
Well, we soon sorted that out. I'm very competitive. I don't become less competitive because I'm a Christian. I want to win. I remember being told, you give you all in the game, but remember the game's not all. That's a very good phrase from Alan Godson, who was one of the original people of Christians in sport. You give you all in the game, but remember the game isn't all.
Go back and watch that episode, people, because it's the thing I found hilarious is at the end of it, we stopped. He introduced his wife, who was sitting right next to him the whole time. So it was like you're chatting with them, but you don't realize his wife is like right there. So go back and watch it and pretend that he's not alone in the room.
Yeah, Lucille was there, and I tell you, Lucille, I was there for 3 years in Nottingham, and she was there right alongside him the whole time in his ministry as well. So I would say that's a metaphor for what she did for his whole ministry. Hey, get a good, solid woman behind you to support you. That's what he did. Mad Dog, not bad. 3 or 7. I tell you what, not bad at all. Happy with that?
Hey, I'll take it. Take those odds.
There we go. I know some great quotes on there, and we'll probably put the clips over the top as well. I think I've got the video clips of them, so I can prove who said them as well. So we mentioned a few of those things. Last little bit of the segment to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. Hey, how's it feel? 1 year, Mad Dog. How's it feel?
I feel 1 year older. That's it. I just feel 1 year wiser.
1 year. I tell you, I feel privileged to have heard the stories of the guests, to be honest with you, and to unpack what already won means and their stories and different things. So, question number 1. Okay, the Mad Dog and the Wildcat have completed the three-peat. But can Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, can they complete the three-peat and the Super Bowl?
I sure hope not. I do not want the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't even want the Eagles. In fact, I'm not even going to watch that game. I'm putting my foot down. Tired of these Eagles. Tired of these Chiefs. There's some new teams in there. Should have been the Lions. Should have been the Bills.
It should have been the Bills, to be honest, but they
got shafted. Yeah. The joke here in the U.S. is that the Chiefs have a new uniform. It's the pinstripes.
So that's the next question. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be the first team in NFL history if they did that three-peat, right? Which, but anyway, is the NFL rigged like the Nigerian National League? We had landed in talking about this. So, is it? People are saying this online. What do you think?
So technically, I mean, the Nigerian National League is not rigged. Like it's not like, that it's going to be 3-1 or 3-2, but there's kind of, again, as he would probably say, there's understandings as teams go in. So home teams never lose. They can draw, but they never lose, right? So there's been some changes to that. So there's been some improvement, especially at the second league, just below the Premier League, the Nigerian. But it's getting better. The NFL rigged, there was a time when Tom Brady played, he never lost. So there's some referees.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the Bills game, there was times when, the few things that happened, was the ball over the line, things like that. Why is there not goal line technology in NFL is my question. Like when the Bills did that drive and they weren't sure. Yes, there was bodies in the way, but there was those 2 line judges that, you know, they ruled it wasn't over the line, and that was pretty huge. So,
well,
yeah,
again, it's on the field, right? So the ball, like with goal line technology in football, soccer, it's pretty apparent. The ball touches the line, crosses the line, whatever. It's easy to do. But with football, it's the ruling on the field. So they have 2 linesmen coming in, and they from each side, and they say this, and they come to a point of agreement. So it could be one guy's way over here, and the other guy's back here, and they come to the middle. Or the one guy says, no, it's definitely here. They don't opt to the video until later, and even that has to override what the official on the field said. So it's not set up to win, set up to fail. If you talk to the Bills fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it could be the Eagles this time. I think Eagles with Barkley, you know, running how well.
I hope. I'll give you that.
How easy
Barkley get a Super Bowl ring. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, with Hurts as well, it'd be nice for him, you know, to do that as well. But we'll see. The Chiefs have got a number of people that can beat you and stuff. Even against the Bills, Kelsey dropped like that catch in the middle. He didn't do anything, and so, you know, they still managed to get over the line. The whole season, I think their record was like 14-1, and still managed to just win games. So anyway, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Enough of NFL football. What about this next question? How about this one? Okay, this is pretty deep one. We're called Already Won. Now, is it wrong? Bishop Tony said famously, okay, doesn't make him less competitive. He wants to win. Okay, what do you think about this, Mad Dog? Is it wrong to want to win?
Nope. I always do. I always train. Whenever I'm training, just did a level 1, Ben. You weren't there. Where were you? I needed my director of training. I had to do it by myself. I was solo. I was flying solo. No, I had my Senegalese team. I always say, look, no one coaches to lose. Hey, guys, let's go out there and lose this match. Come on, let's go. Let's go, everyone. Lose on 3. No one does that. No one cheers to lose. Everything you're doing is to reach the goal, the prize, right? So biblically speaking, we want to attain our spiritual maturity before we reach heaven, that kind of stuff. Same on the field. You want to exhibit those things you've practiced, those things you've been taught, and try to win to show that you can compete. You should be at the field, the same field as everyone else. So no, it is not wrong to want to win.
Yeah,
at all costs, it would be, yes, but just to strive to win, no.
That's a good one. You mentioned that win at all costs, yes, but to win, no. Okay, good. So when I looked at this question, that we talked about the root word of competition. Okay, so is it wrong to be competitive? Right? Is it wrong? Now, the root word of being competitive is competiere. Okay, which means basically to strive, like for excellence, to strive. Okay. Now, when you've got kind of 2 people in sports, team sports, going together, competing, competiere, you get the best out of each other. And then we're looking at that and saying that that's not wrong necessarily to be competitive, because you're striving to use your body in a way to achieve something, right? That in itself is not wrong. But like you say, when it comes to this win at all cost, or what's the reason for it, that's when you can get into it a little bit. So yeah, I think you've unpacked that a little bit.
Gagne, pew, pew. You're using French. Let's use it. Let's go.
There we go. So it's not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong. No, you've
already won. We already won anyway.
Already won anyway. Exactly. But you can play with freedom, because winning, it's important, but it's not, you know, the most important thing, right? Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, next and final question, Mad Dog. Okay, what books would you recommend to read if you are a coach? So someone's asked this. What are some of your favorite books? I'm going to pick out a few off the shelf while you
stuff on the shelf there.
Okay. Right. Yeah. What is yours?
So I mean, there's several books. It just depends on your personality style, your leadership style. But as far as me discovering the person that is a coach, was John Wooden's book, They Call Me Coach. That was my dad who gave me this book when I was in university, or maybe even high school. It's an old book, but it really details his life and how he handles the athletes and works with them. I think I remember something about in the book on how he would teach players how to put socks on. Simple things like that, just day-to-day simple things. So John Wooden, basketball coach, excellence. They Call Me Coach. Read that book and your life will change.
I like that. And what the socks thing is interesting, because he said, if you don't put your socks on properly, you're going to get blisters. Yeah. And then problems later down the line. So he said, the little details of even putting your socks on, if you pay attention to that, then you'll be able to pay attention to the bigger stuff. I really like that a lot. Okay, Mad, I've got 5 from the bookshelf. Okay.
What? 5? I'm just showing off. I got a bookshelf too, you know.
No, they've got top 5. Just pick that. Okay. Carlo Ancelotti, quiet leadership.
5.
Yeah. Carlo Ancelotti is he's won the most Champions League, but this guy talks about quiet leadership, little things that you can learn in leadership which is beyond just the X's and O's, right? And that's something that can be applied different things. So that's Carlo Ancelotti. Next one I like is this, the Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. Greatness isn't born, it's grown. I did enjoy that around talent. The Barcelona Way. This is one of my favorite professors, Professor Damien Hughes. He talks about how to create a high-performance culture. He studied that. Really good one. I thoroughly recommend that. This one, you might know this guy, Kyle. Bill Walsh. You know this guy?
Walsh, yep.
The score takes care of itself. Talking about that. And again, similar like philosophy and leadership, but around, doing the things which like the socks thing, similar, which actually the scoreline will take care of itself if you do the other thing. So I enjoyed that one quite a lot as well. A famous American football coach who enjoys his donuts, eats his donuts for breakfast. I quite like that. And then this one, Legacy, James Kurtz, Lessons from the All Blacks Rugby, Carl's new favorite sport. And it just tells us different things, leadership lessons we can learn from that as well. They're just 5.
Just 5. Just 5.
There's loads more. There's loads more.
I'm gonna throw out Quiet Strength, Tony Dungy. I'm gonna add that one in there. Good stuff.
All roads lead to Tony Dungy. Right?
They do. He's coming on the show. That's what the guests we're getting. It's guaranteed.
Dream guest.
It's coming. Well, Tony, you're going to be on the show. Thank you.
There you go. Mad Dog. Well, they were the questions. We had the quick fire. We had the game-changing game show. And then we had the listeners' questions. Well, if you've got any more questions, where can listeners write to?
They can write to info@sports-friends.org. They can go to all our social media. We got Facebook, Sports Friends INTL. We got YouTube. Come on over, Sports Friends INTL. We got Instagram, Sports Friends _INTL. It's all on the bottom of the screen, friend. Get involved. Get involved. Join the show. You can be you are a valuable part of the show. We appreciate you.
So true. So true. And Mad Dog, we've got some good guests coming up the rest of season 3, right? We're going to the ice. We're going to the ice next 2 episodes. And then beyond that as well, we've got some good ones. And if anyone has any more guests they want to have on the show, please do get in touch as well with us. We'd love to hear from you as well. But Mad Dog, I've got to say, season 3, we've celebrated the 1-year anniversary. If we can get to 2 years, my mum's coming on.
Whew.
All we've got to say is God is the ultimate game changer. And we have had guests for 1 whole year that has given us game-changing gold dust, game-changing guests that help us to change the game in the lane that we are in. But what we got to do, Mad Dog?
Well, you got to explain to me how we go from gold nuggets to gold dust. I mean, shouldn't it be the other way around?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Dust is here because we got our friends involved. And of course, you know what they're doing, Ben? WildCat, they're bringing their friends, the friends. Of course, your parents are involved. They're watching, they're listening, they're loving it. And they've told their friends too. So eventually the whole world can be knowing that we've already won.
Happy anniversary.